So please welcome the Boyzone boys, who are never scruffy. It's Ronan Keating, Shane Lynch and Keith Duffy!
Three wise men!
Squeeze in.
Oh, well, here we are and here we go.
Is there a table, Sol?
Yeah, of course.
Is there?
Of course.
Alright.
Now, did you ever come on TFI Friday? I can't remember.
Twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
One time you had a ghetto blaster and you played a Boyzone song,
Yeah.
and you cut the ghetto blaster in half.
Why would I do that?
Why would you do that?
With a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Did it help? Did it?
I mean, thanks to you, the record went straight to number one.
Of course it did. Of course it did.
Got a lot to thank you.
Oh my gosh!
Thanks,
Well,
pal.
boys, we're here and we're doing it again. How does it feel?
It's great. You know,
Yeah?
just to get the opportunity one more time. And it's 33 years ago since we kind of got together.
No way.
Yeah, 32, 33.
33 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow,
33.
that's amazing. You say one more time. It was one because I saw all the posters, and then somebody got this sticker. Tell us about. First of all, for people who don't know, what the heck is going on next year?
We're playing.
5th and 6th of June next year, we're playing Emirates Stadium.
Right.
Which is, we're calling the one for the road, but sold out, so we're going for the two for the road.
Right.
And realistically, it's an after show party, and everyone's invited. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, we had a great success with the documentary, and there was, by demand, really, we're giving it back to the people. That's what we're doing. It's saying, look, we're Boyzone. We've been around for 33 and 30 years by the time we get on that stage, and we're going to celebrate with you guys. That's what we're going to do.
I mean, the irony, you know, it's not escaped anybody, at least for yourselves, Boyzone. So when you were, there was no future proofing in this name, was there? Really?
No, nothing to do with us.
We just have to stay young. That's all it is. That's what we're trying to do then.
And can we just talk about the name for a sec? So what was it? I can't remember whether the Boyzone was a phrase. You know, the girls would say, "There's a Boyzone over there. Let's get over there," or was it just cooked up by?
I think it was just cooked up by Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, in the early days, the audience were predominantly women.
Right.
And then you'd notice a couple of lads in the audience, and
Yeah.
you know they saw the poster Boyzone, and they just thought it was like a gay strip show.
Right.
You know, and they came in anyway.
Oh, so you gave them a bit of that, and
Yeah, of course.
whatever. Here's the point. No, when you're sowing the seeds, you know, you're like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And those hard yards. We'll get onto the documentary in a minute because some of that footage, it was extraordinary. We'll get into that in a sec. But you know, I've got my own Boyzone. Look at you. See? So I've got.
Oh, wow.
I've got three
There's
names.
an idea, Mark. Look at that for
That's all right.
for
Where's
merch.
Mark?
For the
Where's
merch.
Mark when you need him? Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, Mark. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well drawn.
Okay. Change your word. Take a third. You know how it works. And I've got your zone here.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's very
It's
good.
a triangle, which I think is a hazard warning on the highway code. There's a bit of punk going on as well.
yeah,
A bit
always.
of danger going
Always.
on.
Might make
With
us
us.
cool at last.
Yeah, oh, come on. You are cool now. That's the whole point, though. You are cool now,
No,
aren't
that's
you?
it. Yeah, it's taken
That is
30
the
years,
thing.
but
It doesn't matter. As long as cool arrives, it doesn't matter when it arrives. I'm still waiting, man. I've gone the other way.
You had it, man.
Maybe this is karma. This is what's going on.
This is what happens.
Let's talk about the doc. Okay, it's your documentary is unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable.
Thank you.
Did you surprise yourselves?
Yeah, well, you know, everyone has a story. You've got your story. We all have our story. You don't think it's going to affect people. You know, it's like, oh, we'll tell our story. It'll be water under the bridge and on you go. And we just didn't imagine it was going to have the effect that it had on people. There was a lot of different boy band documentaries around at the time, some that we were invited to be on, but we couldn't do it because we were making our own documentary, but we couldn't tell people that anyway. We went on to make ours, and I think a lot of them just kind of skimmed the surface, where we just told the truth. We went in there and we just told it like it was.
You
And
clearly made a deal with yourselves. Which was that deal?
the fact that we all did it individually was very well. Curious Films, who made the film, and they'd made the Amy Winehouse film and other great films beforehand. They separated us, and we did how many hours each?
I think it was 8 hours a session and 2 sessions, so like 16 hours of talking.
Yeah, it's a long time, and
Yeah.
it's like therapy. And you
it
sit there
is-
and you keep talking.
it is therapy.
Yeah, it is therapy, and you just say things. You just keep talking, and they ask the right questions, and then we, gave them the answers.
Yeah.
And led to that. And it was hard, when we all sat down and watched it. It was hard hearing other lads say things about you that you didn't know. But well, maybe you did kind of know. But when you hear them say it hurts.
Well,
It's hard.
here's the thing, right? And I can only say this as a viewer. I imagine it hurt, and it was a relief at the same time because here we go.
Yeah.
Because it liberates you, doesn't it?
Yeah, clearing the chest always liberates you. You know, saying how you feel, getting to a point in your life where you feel that you can be honest and you can say something without it being a dig at somebody else. You know, there's things that we could have said in the past, but it would have looked like it was an attack on somebody's person.
Yeah.
At least this stage we were able to say something that might be a little bit derogatory, but it's not meant as an insult. It's just trying to show you how we felt in that moment.
Yeah.
Everybody's individual, everybody's different, and everybody's affected differently from a situation. And it's just trying to articulate that the correct way without it being an insult. And I think that's what we achieved.
Yeah, and that's all about where it comes from inside you, isn't it? Because if it comes from a place of peace, then it has no sort of malevolent intent about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think we're all old enough now not to take any type of, you know, upset from whatever's being said.
Yeah.
You know?
No, sure about that.
Shut up, you.
No.
I was talking about you, not to you.
And when did you get to compare notes in the end about what you had said? Was it the first time you saw it, or did you speak afterwards?
There was a punch up after the first premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't. No, do you know, I think we all individually had a glimpse of the first draft, let's call it. And not that it changed a lot, but just to give us an idea of what the narrative was of the actual doc. And Curious did a great job, because I think, you know, I learned so much about the other boys. Although I lived their journey with them side by side in the 90s into the 90s, I actually watched the documentary and learned so much that I did not know about my own brothers, and that's really surprised me.
Yeah.
It took me back to think, how did I not know they were going through that at that time, emotionally and, you know, spiritually and stuff. So it was an incredible journey for us all.
Well, how would you know? I mean, first of all, you were younger, so much more inexperienced than you are now. But also, so many things were happening to you on a daily basis. I mean, talk about spinning plates.
Yeah, totally. We didn't get to enjoy the success in any shape or form in the 90s. We were on a plane somewhere. We were in Asia, Australia, South America, God knows. While everyone else back here was having a great time celebrating our success.
Yeah.
You know, so it was.
That's the business, though, isn't it?
But it's 30 years later, you look back and you see that.
Yeah.
Because at the time, we didn't care. We were riding high. We were having number one sellout tours. It was all good. It was all.
You were living the dream that you didn't even dare to dream.
Yeah. Or live.
Or live, yeah.
Or live.
But it all happened so quickly. I think we were afraid it could just disappear just as quick. So just live for today and see what happens tomorrow.
I mean, the thing about the documentaries, there was so much to talk about, wasn't there? And the fact that, you know, the Robbie documentary is interesting, which I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah.
You know, and that's about one person. Sure, he was in another band with some other people and had some experiences, and it's a brilliant documentary.
Yeah.
And the Beckham documentary, he was in a football team, but it's about him. This was about all of you. And so there were so many more variables and so many more permutations of all your feelings, you know, and we all be, but then we all have to interbe. And you had to interbe all the time, and that's why the documentary is so fascinating. The early footage, the auditions, it's so mad, wasn't it?
Yeah. Awful. Actually, looking at it, it's awful. I will never forget. I was working in a shoe shop around the corner in Dublin on Henry Street, and it was in the new. His face was on the Evening Herald channel, and start looking for the new Irish.
Colin Farrell, was it?
Well,
Was it him and Colin Farrell?
No, it was because that hadn't happened. The audition hadn't even happened. It was just Shane and Mark Walton on the Evening Herald, and I was looking for the Irish answer to take that, and I thought I can do that. And I went around the corner literally around the corner from Henry Street to the Ormond building where the auditions were happening. My manager at the time, the shoe shop, allowed me to leave half an hour early, and I went around, and there's these, you know, 300-400 lads snaking down the street around the corner. And there's Danny from the Script, and there's, well, you know, they weren't then, but they are now.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, all these faces, and I thought they all look like pop stars. They all look amazing.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get in this band. And then, lo and behold, here we are.
You found a great doctor.
I did, didn't I? Look at me now.
The banter never stopped.
Never stopped.
In the room.
No. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's only 2 shows.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto that in a minute. I've got loads of questions for you, don't worry about that. And, you know, the other overriding thing for me about the documentary was, honestly, I did not realise how many records you'd sold. It was 50 million or something, wasn't it? Something like that?
Yeah. Sure.
Never let the truth ruin a good story, Chris.
So, but it was millions and millions.
Well, bands sold records back then.
Yeah, I know, but bearing, you know, even with that in mind, you still sold so many, and you were so huge, weren't you? I mean, what was the biggest gig that you ever played?
100,000 beer. 100,000 we played.
Hyde Park, wasn't it?
Hyde Park, yeah.
Wow.
And and I think that sea of people is just an incredible thing to witness. And I think more to the fact of that is it's the energy that comes back. Like if you sat in front of a bass speaker and that sound and that buffer, you can feel that from a crowd.
Yeah, of course you can.
Of that magnitude.
And you can't turn the crowd down.
No.
That's what I love. I love that about the Oasis gigs. The crowd was so loud, and you can't complain about the crowd. You can't say, well, you need to turn them down. There are 100,000 people, they're having the best time of their lives. We can't turn them down. So talking about the 100,000 sort of that size gigs that you were doing at the time, because they were in the mix in between all the other stuff, the constant TV stuff, the not sleeping, the over partying. Like, why wouldn't you? By the way, no judgment whatsoever. Did they not sort of get the not the credibility, not the respect, but the headspace they deserve because they were part of the mix, those big gigs?
It's kind of like everything happens so fast that you just take it for the moment that it's in,
right,
and enjoy it because it might never happen again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I remember when we first got back together after breaking up at the end of '99, and we decided we got back for Children in Need and we did a medley of 3 songs, and it went really well. And we said, God, could we tour again 7 years later? And lo and behold, we could, obviously. And the opening night was in the Odyssey in Belfast, which wasn't built when we were touring initially. So we used to play a venue called the King's Hall, which was considerably smaller. But the Odyssey in Belfast is a fantastic venue. It was our first time to play there, and it was our opening night, having not done this for over 7 years.
Right.
And I just remember being backstage, ready to go on. I think we were going up in chutes or lifts or some sort of
big lift.
And I remember, Ronan slags me to this day because I was so nervous but excited, and you hear that for the first time in a long time. You hear that roar of the crowd because the countdown 10, 9, 8, 7, and the crowd just lifts you, and you're backstage going,
yeah, am I ready for this?
Yeah.
what did I do wrong?
Wow. Wow.
And you go on stage and you're just like, holy God. Yeah. I forgot what this was like, man. Jesus.
Well, because you were probably more present that time.
Yes. Much more present.
Yes. Yeah.
And I kind of feel that we felt at that stage that we weren't imposters, that we actually owned this. They've come back to see us because they believed in us.
Like you deserve.
Like we deserved to be there.
Yeah.
Whether we did or whether we didn't. We didn't feel it the first time around because it was a gradual grow. No. We started on 40-foot trucks at the Rose of Tralee. We played nightclubs and people's houses, dinner tables taped together as our stage in nightclubs in the Glenties in Donegal. To have started at that level, to then go into arenas and stadiums and have that type of reaction, and we were so young, and obviously we don't do that anymore. And this gig will be the first time that we've done this together on this level for 20 years.
So you're going to have that moment backstage again.
But you know what, we're only doing one night. There's a second night gone on now, so it's only going to be 2 nights and then it's gone. So you blink and it's over.
Yeah,
we got to be ready. We got to be prepared, and we got to just soak it all in.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So, because the first time you played the arena in the Odyssey in Ireland, you knew you had more to come, didn't you? So you go, all right, well, that's first one done and dusted.
Yeah.
The second one is so different from the first, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then every one after that is an increment.
Yeah.
It's like doing a new show. First show, it's like the first show's crazy, and you can do it, but you're just getting your own way.
Yeah.
So, in a way, you need to do it.
Well, if we were doing a 30-date tour, our choreography, our music, our staging, it all came together really, really well on the last night.
Yeah.
After 30 nights.
Yeah.
We've got one night to get it right.
Well, you got 2.
We got 2 nights to get it right. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the 1 night, 2 night thing. So there was talk about a tour because we were in conversations with your management or your promoter about booking you for Carfest. So I know that there was different options on the table. Say what you want, don't say what you don't want. Let's chat about that for a bit because so none of this was really on the cards before the documentary. During the documentary, I would imagine it was the same. Then obviously you ended the documentary like you did, Ronan, and say never say never or whatever. Yeah. And then when did you honestly say, we need to talk about this, we should do something?
Well, look, go back to 2019 when we finished our last tour, our world tour. We went everywhere. It was ridiculous, and it was a huge success. But by the end of it, the last shows, last international shows were in Japan. I remember in Tokyo and Osaka, it all fell apart. Everything just felt like, I can't be here anymore. That's what it felt like to me. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be part of this because it wasn't a nice environment. And I think we came back to London. We did 5 nights to say goodbye at the Palladium, And that was it then. We had individual dressing rooms for the first time in our career. And it was really weird. And that, for me, it all felt like the landscape had changed. Never thought we were going to get back together after that. I thought that was it.
Right.
Duster and I were chatting, and Shannon, we were talking about this documentary for quite some time. You had watched the Wham doc. Mm-hmm. Was it the Wham doc? I think so.
George Michael.
And you were saying, they're getting to tell they're telling the story, and this is it's really important for our kids and for our grandchildren that they get to see and hear who we were, what we did. So, we started having the conversations about film. It took 2 years to make the doc. It took a long time to get it together, and then for us to tell our story and to make it into what it is. We couldn't believe that people were so interested in it. We could not believe it. We were blown away. And then the phone starts ringing and people start asking, do you want to do this? And a string of dates are on the table. Lots and lots of shows across the country. And I have to say, my anxiety went through the roof.
Did it again?
I thought, I can't do this. I can't. I love these guys.
Yeah.
But, I think when we're all together in that environment, it can be a very toxic place. It can be, after a while, it can be hard for us all to be in it. It is. It's
still.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a thing, Fame, all of it.
Triggers.
What it does to
Triggers.
There's triggers, and it just, you don't even realise it, but it just takes you back to being 17. Well, for me, being 17 years of age again, and my anxieties and my, like Duster says, imposter syndromes and all these things that come back again. And my anxiety goes through the roof. So I thought, I don't know if I can do that, lads. But I was entertaining it. We were having the conversations. And then I get Ed Sheeran contacts me and he said, just seen the documentary, best thing I've seen, unbelievable. You got to get the band back together. And I said, mate, here's the story.
Yeah.
I filled him in. And he goes, I get it. I understand. I the things he said, it was like, I get it. And I said, well, we'd like to do maybe something big, go out and high. And he goes, well, I've got somebody who can possibly make that happen. And he put me in touch with one of his people, and lo and behold, here we are.
All right.
2 shows.
Okay, two shows. Keith, you were looking down there, not down, not emotionally down, but you were having a little think about things when Ronan was chatting away. Just tell us your version of, not version, but you're on the other side of the court. Tell us about your sort of your journey to come to the same.
It's like we were talking about earlier on, and in the documentary, Ronan was explaining what he just explained about how he felt, Sackett in Germany or in Japan at the end of the last tour, and I didn't know he felt like that. I'm very disappointed in myself as part of the group that we allowed ourselves to get to a point where Ronan felt it was toxic.
Right.
It didn't feel toxic to me. You know what I mean? At the time.
Yeah.
All right.
But I didn't realise that. Myself and Shane, I suppose the reality is the way.
Bringing me into this. You just talk about yourself there.
Blessed is the peacemaker.
But I suppose the job at hand, the job to be done on stage.
Yeah.
Ronan had a much bigger job than us to do on that particular tour. And that's the way organically Boyzone grew, because we had the sound of Boyzone was Stephen Gately and Ronan Keaton, and that worked. That sold. That was a hit. So for years and years, the other boys and I, we were never on that front. We never got the opportunity to mature our voices, to get people to know our individual voices. We never had the experience to get confident in performing out front. And, Ronan is the thorough professional. His work ethic is unquestionably 100% better than the rest of ours can be at times, or could be at times.
Or usually is at times.
There usually is at times. So we didn't have the type of pressure on us for the performance side of things that he did.
What a beautiful thing to say, by the way.
Well, I'm always honest. I'm always, if it's against myself, so be it. I'll be honest about it. We loved the party. We loved the good time. We're on tour. We're in Japan. We're having a good time. Looking back, I can see Ronan looking at us and going,
You have no idea.
I don't want to curse, but I can imagine what he might have been thinking. And I can understand the workload, the travel, the workload, missing our families. Being on tour is not always great. You do get homesick and you do miss the finer things in life. At the same time, we're very blessed to be put in the position that we were in, to be able to be successful and have fans on the other side of the world that want to see us. I hate the word toxic. I really do, but I can understand it.
Yeah, do you know what toxic means? The definition of toxic. It's not. It sounds a lot worse than it is. Toxic means just detrimental towards the main organism. That's
Right,
all it means.
okay.
It doesn't mean poisonous. It
Right.
just means it's not helpful. A situation is not helpful.
That sounds better.
yeah, that's what it means.
It plays
Toxic
better in my
is-
mind.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad I can be of help.
Thank you. Good session, lads. Thanks for having me. No, but look, you know what? Looking at the documentary and having compassion for how everybody felt, coming back together for one last show, which is what it was, gives us all the opportunity to walk away in a much nicer, non-toxic
Yeah.
environment.
So this is
Oh my God.
this is good, positive closure.
Yeah.
However, you are doing too, which is so fun.
Yeah, we are.
It's
Well,
so
look, if we're
fun.
going to do all the rehersals and the work,
No, by the
You
way,
might
it's
as well do a
great. I
second
think you
one.
should
Do a
do
second
like
one.
5. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know if we're that popular anymore,
Yeah, I was
Chris.
going to say,
you know what I mean?
Sell 5, that's the
You know,
problem.
Well,
I mean, the first night sold out with our family, so it's
Yeah.
only the fans are only going to the second night on the Friday.
Well, that's here, though. I mean, you could definitely do a stadium here. You know, I mean, is there a chance that you could say goodbye to each continent or with a stadium show?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I just don't think the popularity is there
It's not
anymore.
there.
You know, the people that we worked with that made an awful lot of money out of us back in the 90s, they haven't been forthcoming with offering us availability in venues in Ireland.
Right.
It would be absolutely lovely, you know, to finish the final chapter in Ireland where we grew up.
Yeah.
You know, but as Ronan said when we kind of launched the dates, you know, it took us to be successful here in the UK before we were welcomed home in Ireland.
It's often the case.
You know,
So it's like the Killers in America.
you know, Ireland is such a small country, and we're so passionate about our rock music and our traditional music. U2 and Bono and the Furies. You know, they weren't delighted in '93 when a boy band was coming from Dublin. they weren't over the moon.
It was actually a really punk move if you think about
You
it,
know.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Because
brave.
punk's easy. I mean, punk's just heroic. It's
Yeah.
like it does what it says on
Brave.
the tin.
I mean, there's a part of me that always would have loved and much preferred to be a drummer in a rock band than in a boy band. But I mean, we come from a working class background. We needed to pay our bills.
Yeah,
This is what was offered to us, and this is what we ran with.
Well, if none of this had have happened at all, and you were offered this ticket tomorrow, this lottery ticket tomorrow, you'd probably take it if you were.
Every time.
Look,
Yeah.
the platform it gave us for our future careers and what we do today, we're very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But just on that note, it would be lovely to finish at home, you know, in Ireland, in Dublin.
The
You know.
conversation, I started the conversation about these shows in Ireland,
Right.
and they came back and said, there's not the want for it. You know,
Who's they?
well, we don't talk.
Okay, no, you don't have to name names.
Ireland
but-
is that side. Well, the promoters that worked with us in the past didn't feel that the popularity of the band would
Right.
still be available to sell a stadium, you know, because there's no point in us playing, you know, the Emirates Stadium and going home and playing an arena.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm being brutally honest with you, and this is a very selfish kind of feeling, we all grew up on the north side of Dublin. Mm-hmm. Our national stadium is Croke Park on the north side of Dublin.
Yeah.
We've never played there.
Yeah.
You know, Westlife came up after us from the same stables as ourselves, and they're from Sligo, the west coast of Ireland. They've played Croke Park. We never had. And for me, it would just be
There seems to be a bit of desire there for that still. If that was.
Croke Park is so special, you know.
Like I said, we started the conversation there
Right.
before Emirates. That was
But
the
if that was put on the table today, even now, could there be a possibility of a third gig?
No, I don't think it'd happen.
But from your point of
no,
view-
we know that the venues aren't available now anyway. At
Right.
this stage, you wouldn't get it.
They're,
Unless you
they're
wanna play
booked out
rock
for you.
they're
They only
all
have a
gone.
certain amount of.
I think 6 nights is all you get in Croker.
Something like that in a year. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I have gone to sleep at night dreaming and woke up thinking maybe today.
Keep dreaming,
you know,
man.
Keep dreaming, you know,
Dreaming.
dream big. But I played in Croke Park as a hurler and a football under 14s from Dublin School.
So you
boys.
have played Croke Park?
Yeah,
That's all right. So you're doing it for these two?
yeah. I'm only doing it for these guys.
course,
Yeah.
Shane, you're so peaceful and quiet all the time. Have you always been like this?
Yeah, you know, I think the kind of thing in the boyzone band, character based. I just wait me turn. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I like to wait me turn. I kind of stay in the corner, say nothing, and just do my job and get it done. That's how I've always been.
So when it's all been kicking off in the past,
Yeah.
have you been like the Zen master in the corner? Do you two recognise this personality?
Oh, we know him well. Yeah, absolutely.
And is that what you've seen? Have you sometimes?
We know all of them.
No, I know that. All of him. You know
all of them.
All the Shanes. Right, that's very interesting for a start. And have you seen him in your peripheral vision when you two are kicking off and he's just thinking, they're at it again?
Yeah.
Just give us a bit of that, Shane. Give us a bit of that perspective.
No, that's a fair observation, I suppose. I think out of the years of Boyzone, as you kind of said earlier, blessed be the peacemaker. Listen, I've caused trouble also in the band, but generally I think I'm the one to kind of dissolve many situations, and I like that. I like that people can come to me and trust in me or confide in me and just go, what do I do with this channel? How do I tell them about, and just kind of talk them off a ledge as such, without things blowing up or exploding. And I think every group needs one.
We couldn't talk him off that ledge.
No, me off
I was going to say, great title for a tour, Off the Ledge. Don't you think so? Get the ledge off the ledge, for heaven's sake. When it comes to the show itself, the content, have you started thinking about that at all yet?
Yeah.
The flow of the show. Obviously, there's, I would imagine there's at least one tribute in there.
There will be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He'll be alive and well on that stage on the night. We have, we're putting together the set list now and how the stage is going to look, and it's a new territory for us. We've never done stadiums like this. We've played stadiums, never headlined.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so ballsy, isn't it? In its own way. And so it'll be a more of a show than you've ever done before, maybe.
Oh, it's going to be huge. We've got to think about projecting to 100,000. Well, we have 45,000 people.
Yeah.
Rather than 10,000 people in an arena, you've got to think totally different.
Yeah.
So there'll be two stages. There'll be, it's a lot.
What are the differences?
It's a tough one though, because it's June. It would be close to the longest day of the year.
Yeah.
So a lot of the show
lights.
is going to be in the daylight.
Yeah, interesting.
So then you can't have any light tricks if you can't see the light.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the budget on dry ice, couldn't you? I suppose.
Yeah.
Because that does help, doesn't it?
Well, we're doing a 6-hour show, so we don't finish till midnight.
But you will. I mean, you will get that beautiful thing. You'll get the last 45 minutes as darkness falls, and that's
going to be magical.
That's giving me tingles just now.
That's going to be magical, yeah.
Because you don't want it all in the light and all in the dark.
We're going to have to time it perfectly with the set list and the sun going down. We're going to have to try and time that perfectly with the lights and everything.
Yeah, I wonder where the sun sets in the Emirates. Because that'll all be part of the magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
We might have to give Chris Martin a call and ask him for his advice on it. He seems to get it right every time.
Pretty much so. So you're happy. You're moving forward.
Yep.
When do you think the tummy start? When do you think the old squits and giggles?
About 5 seconds ago.
Really?
I swear to God. I go, Jesus, it's going to happen.
You've been talking properly about it.
Yeah, I just go, oh my God.
No, seriously, that's funny, man. So you need to put it out of your mind till at least after Christmas.
Yeah, you got to just crack on forward.
How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think February, March. I think we'll start slowly rehearsing and putting it together, getting the band together and making it happen. I haven't really started thinking about it yet.
What about a few little sort of rebel guerrilla gigs to get yourself going?
You did say that a while ago, didn't you?
We might do something, but that'll be something we plan close to the shows.
Yeah.
In the week probably before. But we have no plans.
And what do you want from your game? Individually and as a collective, what do you want? What you got? It's got to be the best you've ever been.
People have to come away from it thinking, that was everything.
We thought it was going to be good, but actually, Oasis kind of level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you go and see Oasis?
I did. Yeah.
Did you go and see Oasis?
Awesome.
Okay.
Amazing.
Where did you go? What did you think? How was it for you?
I went in Sydney about 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, and it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Tell us what you expected and tell us how it was different.
I was at the sound. I was lucky enough to be at the sound desk, and I was just blown away. I forgot how good the songs were.
Yeah.
Right to start. That was everything. Just the songs, every single one of them, and the words to all of them.
There are so many bangers.
But it was just funny the way Liam would come on, do his bit, then Liam would leave, and then Noel would do his bit, and I thought, this is gold.
Yeah.
I just thought, what's playing out here?
And Noel's guitar playing was,
he's so good.
It was off the chain, wasn't it?
So good.
It was. Liam was great.
Yeah.
But Liam's voice has never been sounded as well. I mean, he's been off the drink, he's been off the fags, he's been really dedicated. I mean, for all the banter and the stuff that Liam comes out with, underneath it all, he's a superstar. He's a rock star.
He's the last rock star.
And he's dedicated to his craft. No partying, no drinking. He said, I went to see him in Dublin in Croke Park, and now I have to say Richard Ashcroft was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. I loved Richard Ashcroft. But Liam's vocals were just, obviously I'm working with Brian McFadden a lot now, and we do the Boys Life thing, and we celebrate boyzone and Westlife's music and stuff like that, and I've had to really step up to the plate vocally, and I've realised now how hard Ronan's worked for years. You know what I mean?
Does help, doesn't it?
I did say to him, I have a whole newfound respect for you, Ro, because
walk a mile in another man's shoes.
Yeah, exactly. 30 years for an overnight success. But I appreciate when the voice is gone, what you have to do with the Manuka honey and the lemon, and not talking all day, towel wrapped around your
Text
neck,
instead of
and
talk.
the pressure pressure and the stress that you go under 2 hours before showtime.
And that tightens everything up.
And you don't feel confident, and you're going, my God, I'm already on show here because people are seeing me doing this for the first time, really out there in the front, and I have to be the best version of myself, and being aware of how easy that can go if you don't mind it well. And then listening to Liam's interviews and knowing the dedication he put into making sure that every show he did was 110% for the fans, and listening to his vocals in the Croke Park, and the sound was amazing. I just thought, for all the banter and all the tough guy shit and all he goes on about, the guy is dedicated to his craft.
Yeah, 100%. It's so funny, isn't it? Because we knew them in the 90s and the early noughties for being, obviously absolutely rock and roll. There's no doubt about it. They wrote the book. They wrote our version of the book, at least, didn't they? And then this couldn't be more polished. And the kids who have never seen them before thinking, oh, so well, it wasn't really like this, but it doesn't matter. But that was great because it was a new version.
It was so good. I remember being Top of the Pops, 1995 maybe.
But it's in their movie. It's in their
film actually, and we were all there together. And they were rock and roll.
They're in the dressing room next door to us, right?
So good.
And we could hear them. We were there getting makeup and hair done and getting our clothes done, and they were there drinking cans of Foster's, calling us all sorts of names for being in a boy band next door. You know what I mean?
Well, they were in a boy band. It's just a different band.
Yeah, exactly.
Boys in a band, man.
The movie they brought out a few years ago, there's footage of them in the dressing room, and we remember the day, and they're slagging us off, going, "Oh, look, we might have been in a boy band, but we're from the north side of Dublin, right?"
Oh, so, you got more in common than they would have liked to admit at the time.
Yeah.
You got more in common than most of the mates nowadays, I would imagine.
Oh, they loved it, actually. We got to know them quite well over the years and spent time together, and they'd be home in Ireland quite a lot. They're
of course they
Irish family.
Did you see Better Man?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
What a movie that is,
so
isn't
good.
it?
So
I can't believe that didn't win any awards. It was like one of the greats. Literally, what I say.
So clever.
I was going to say I saved it for a plane, but I didn't. I just ignored it, and then I watched it because it was on a plane. I didn't know that's an amazing. Again, that must have,
it brings up a lot.
Of course, jeez.
Yeah, brings up a lot.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so pleased. You seem really peaceful. You seem really.
I think it's just old.
No. There's something going on here. You feel it. It's beautiful, man.
Thank you. It does feel good. It's good. I was excited to see them this morning. We haven't seen each other He was climbing a mountain over the last week.
Oh, yes, what's all that about? Just out of interest.
Oh my God.
Where did you do it? How long did you do it?
I was in Uganda, and a place called Kasemi, up a mountain called in the Renris Forest.
Right.
And I was climbing a mountain called Mount Stanley. At the peak is called Margarita, and it was.
It's an incentive.
Yeah. Cocktails on the top. It's like 5,100
Margaritas for anyone? It's not what you think.
Might have originated there. No, but we got caught at about 4,800 metres with a very bad snowstorm. Right. And we had no visibility, and we were on a cliffside. So
That's 15,000 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, 17,000. Yeah, just short of 17,000.
Come on, don't take those thousands away from him.
No,
my knees, I can feel it. I'm broken and bruised. I left my son in Uganda, actually.
On the top of the mountain?
Not for the first time?
Drinking margaritas. To get here.
Social services will be meeting you at the stadium.
Do you know this?
Has anybody lost a child? Yep, it'll be Duffy.
Yeah.
Again.
Take into account he's 29 years of age at 6'4". So he's not a baby. But our flight was 13 hours delayed, and to get here I bought all new flights, and literally I've come straight here from Heathrow. So
thanks, mate. I
wouldn't let you down, Chris.
I really appreciate it. I'm so honestly glowing with respect. We all are. We're so happy for you to be here. We're so excited about your shows.
It's great. We were rushing our answers because we thought we'd get 5 minutes.
No, mate. No, that's how we roll here. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's greatly appreciated.
No, so the one for the roads poster, which I saw on the tube, I was so happy to see it on the tube, and I was even happy to 4 days later to see that sticker, 2 for the road. Was that always an idea? Was that in the back pocket? Was the sticker literally in the back pocket?
It was one night,
and look, we held 2 in the hope, but it was only ever one night. We never thought we'd sell out like that.
Right.
So then,
So there are tickets still available for the second
night, yeah.
Okay, but first night sold out.
Gone.
Done.
Yeah, if the second night was sold out, Chris, you really think we get up this early in the morning?
Probably not. But you know, a girl can dream. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
30 odd years.
No, but you know about him and me, don't you?
Pain and hurt.
Without him, I don't get my wife and I don't get the children because he introduced me to my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, matchmaker.
Hey, that's me.
Never forget it, mate. Never forget it. Never forget it.
strong,
Can't think about
right.
it too much. Tear up.
Oh, stop.
No, seriously.
Thank you.
Great. Ronan Keating, Shane Lynch, and Keith Duffy. Boyzone are back. It's true. What the posters say. 2 for the road. Bring it on. The Emirates Stadium, Friday, 5th of June, and Saturday the 6th. Going back to back. That's so punchy. That is so punchy. Never done a stadium before.
Will you come along?
100%.
Great.
I'd love to come. I would be honoured to come.
Just come
along.
to the second night, will you? We've no tickets.
No, I'm coming for the first night. I'm coming for the first. I'll come whenever
Yeah,
you tell me
please
to.
do.
And bring the wife and the family.
Bring everyone.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, bring them all.
I can't wait for the show because I bet there's going to be a story aspect to it as well. There'll be something going on right there. Yeah,
We might have to bring you in as an idea.
Yeah.
You can attach a rocket to me and fire me out of the stadium.
That's an opener.
Get your own back.
Yeah. I just cut you in half with a
And
chainsaw.
here comes tonight's guest cannonball. It's Evans. Ticketmaster.co.uk for all this. Great to see you. I'm so pleased you came in. Honestly.
Thank you. Thanks for having
I cannot
us.
tell you, this is amazing. Can we have the biggest round of applause ever, please, for Ronan, for Shane, and for Keith? Let's hear it for Boyzone.